Welcome to Di Di's Crafty Corner. My name is Diane and I'm so glad you stopped by. Hi guys! In today's video we're going to be doing a little sublimation on this gorgeous towel set from the Dollar Tree. I fell in love with this set last week when I went in to pick up the grass and the jelly beans for that little spring birdhouse jelly bean holder we made last week. It is so pretty. They had this bowl, which is just beautiful. They had a big plate, a small plate, a coffee cup, and two different towel sets, one with writing, one without. I'm going to be putting my utensils in this bowl on my stove for my spring cooking, right? So I wanted to do a quote for this towel, and I wanted to use sublimation. The sublimation machine I'm using is the Brother Sublimation Printer, and I'll be going over this more in a later video, but it is it requires to sublimate, you need to have polyester, and this towel was polyester. Now if you didn't want to use sublimation, you could also use a vinyl like the Cricut Stronghold Everyday Heat Transfer Vinyl. So that would be an option. But for today's video, we're going to be doing this in just sublimation. All right. So the quote that I'm going to be using is, "As a flower grows, so does hope." I have, of course, mirrored it because when you're heat pressing something, you need to be pressing it down onto whatever you're heat pressing. So you need to mirror your project. So I've done that. It'll be placed down like this, and that is the way that we're going to heat press it. Now, these towels from the Dollar Tree are 100% polyester. If you're going to get your best sublimation result, the product that you're sublimating needs to be polyester. Most of Dollar Tree's towels are polyester, I learned. I didn't know that. They have some other polyester things as well, but they got a couple of blanket. They got quite a few. Just read the label. They have a lot of polyester. So if you want to sublimate and don't want to spend a lot or want to practice before, you might make a mistake on something expensive like one of your cold towels or something. I've done that. Okay. By the way, that little onesie that I did a couple of weeks ago, I've washed a few times, and it is holding up great. The colors and everything, it's doing great. So I'm loving this little machine of mine. I think it's going to be okay for me. Like I said, I'm not selling my products. This is just a little home project and machines that are going to help me do these projects. So, I think that makes a big difference. But for little t-shirts and little things that I'm doing for the kids and myself, I just made myself a t-shirt a few weeks ago that is, it says, "I'm in my grandma era," and I swear to you, I'm wearing it every day. Washing it all the time, wearing it every day. It looks great. I love it. Okay, but to press this on, you do need a heat press. The heat press I chose is, of course, the Cricut Autopress. I'm using a different mat, that's what it is, for this today, because I really didn't want, if this were going to bleed through this very thin towel, I didn't want it to go through on my other mat. So I had purchased this one. It was on the advice of some YouTube video, and I'm liking it just fine. It works with or without. It's harder than the Cricut mat itself is, so I believe it probably gives you a little better press as well. I don't know, but it works great. So the heat that this is set at is 380, and we're going to be pressing it for 60 seconds. But you've got to press it for just that couple of seconds to get the moisture out of it before you sublimate or before you lay down your vinyl. All right, so that's what I did. I left those little creases in the top of the towel so I'd know about where I wanted my little design to go. So that's what we're doing now. Now I realized that after I pressed this with the heat press, my little green line wasn't so straight anymore. Don't know what happened there, but So I'm actually making it straight to the white area and not so much the green line, because I think the green line shifted a little bit with the press. Now I am pressing this two different ways. The first press we're doing on this towel, I am not using my heat transfer tape or my heat tape. I highly suggest, if you're going to do this, that you do use your heat tape. It's going to hold it down for you, so that when you put your little mat on top of it, which you should to protect your heat machine, that plate on the top, you need to be putting a piece of parchment paper or something like that, so that when you set that down and pull it up, it doesn't pull your little transfer off and move it, right? But I'm doing a little experiment right now. I'm trying to see whether taping it down will give me a better print than not taping it down. So I'm going to put my mat on it, and then we're going to go ahead and close it. And it's already set for 60 seconds and at 380, which is what Cricut recommended for this polyester towel and the sublimation. So everything's got its own setting, right? Whether it's vinyl or sublimation, or the different types of vinyl, whether it's glitter or puff or any of those things. I can tell you that I recently did puff all over again with this machine. It turned out 100% better than the little Valentine's one that I did. 100% better. So a regular, this kind of press versus a regular press really worked better for puff vinyl. We'll do a video on that coming up. So this is going to automatically come up after the 60 seconds is up, which was the recommended time. Did freak me out. 60 seconds for a polyester towel. I'm not going to lie. It freaked me out a little bit, but it worked just fine. So it pops up, it stops, and then it continues to go up. Now, every single time it pops up, I try to grab it. I don't know. I guess it's a reflex. I don't know. It does everything on its own. You don't have to do anything. So I can see that paper lifted, and at this point, I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. I don't know why. I'm always afraid the ink is wet. The ink is never wet. No matter what you do, the ink is never wet. So I don't know why. It turned out great. I had no problems with this whatsoever. It looks good. We're going to go ahead and fold it and press it so that I have those, little press lines that I want for it to be on my stove. I figured while it was hot, we'd go ahead and do it. So we're just going to press it down once real quick. And I'm just going to press it down myself. You just push down. See how easy that was? You just push the handle down. That's it. And then when you want it to, you just push one little finger, two little fingers on the bottom of the lid, that little handle, the bottom of the handle is all it takes. That's all it takes. So now we're just going to press it down again. You can always open it up whenever you want to. You don't have to wait for the timer to go off, okay? That's important. But if you should happen to have to walk away because some child is injured or something, which happens in my house all the time, somebody's yelling about something and I got to go run and see what's going on, it automatically opens. And I think that's a blessing. One of the reasons I purchased this. Safety was the biggest issue with me with the heat press, and this one checked all my boxes. I need to be safe, and this machine is what made me feel safe to do this. Isn't it pretty? All right, for the second one, we're going to use the heat tape to hold it down, and I really kind of thought that the tape with the edges being taped down, right, like when you do the heat, the mug press or the tumbler press, I thought maybe you would get a better, more ink payoff or something. You don't. It was exactly the same, But still, you need to use the tape. I didn't use it just as an experiment, but you don't want to be moving things around and opening and closing presses without it being taped down. Also, guys, I'm sorry for the little bit of hoarseness. These kids, we have been so sick this year. So sick. Can't even. Isn't it cute? We're going to press it down. Again, just to get those creases that I want to put it on the stove. And then I will have some final video for you of the finished project at the end. And of course, guys, I will see you in the next video. And it will be a card video, I promise. Isn't it so cute? It's adorable. They turned out great. Okay, bye guys.